Hello guys, welcome to you all in this new JavaScript useful snippet series. So in this series, we are gonna basically talk about some shortcodes which is useful in your JavaScript development. So if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please go down below and subscribe it right now. So you will get notification whenever I'll upload a new episode in this series. Now let's get started. In this episode, we are gonna talk about function called get, which will be used to select data from nested object, and you can select in nested values as well. So selecting nested values from object is common thing for any JavaScript application, and when you do deep nesting selection, like if you have a user profile, right, you select from user to profile, then from profile to address, and then from address to city. So it's risky and it is increases chances of throwing an exception if any one node is undefined or didn't have any value. So it will terminate your process and throw you error with like white screen in and break your page. So to resolve this error, like there are already other options available like optional chaining, or you can use and operators to check if first parent node is available or not. But this get function will like little different, and I found it very useful. So let's get started. So in this function, I like basically use two type of argument. First one is object, and rest of alls are will be string. So let me just define a constant with the get, and in argument I'm gonna first get as object, and by using spreading operator I'm gonna just collect all selectors in one array, sorry, in like collection, and in return of it I'm gonna just pass those records of collection into array, so it will create array. And in like after array I'm gonna use method of collection, and I'll just do operation on individual record or individual select selection string, right? So on that first string, once I get first string, so just replace it with I'll just replace it with the spinal case character, so which will be replace my matched my regex string with match character. So in the next step I will like split it with the dot. So if like I'll have a dot in string, I have just split it into different string, and on that split it will return a collection. So I've used filter method of collection to filter it out all empty string from collection. And on that I have used reduce method uh, on next filter method, so which will like individually go one by one with selection. If I like I have first if I have a first user, then it will first select user, then from if I have a user, then it will select user dot profile. Then if I have a user dot profile, then it will select user dot profile dot address. So like that it will select whole my value like until the selection ends. And in between, if any node doesn't have any kind of value or undefined or empty, then it will just stop looking for a next node, and it will just throw it as undefined. So this is how like get function works, and wrote here. So now let's use it and see some result. So I create one object for it. So I have already created, and I'm gonna just paste it here. So in this object, as you can see, I have two node. One is profile and another is relation, where profile is object which have other node user, and user will also have object which have a name and surname. In other node relation is like collection which have two records with object data type, and both contains name with individually one or two. Now let's do some get operation. So I'll just call get, and as a first parameter I'll pass this object, and second parameter I'll pass profile.user.name, so it will fetch my this name. And in second parameter I'll select relations of 0. So 0, it will select my 0 index data from relations collection. And in third parameter I'll pass relations uh, to dot name, so it will select my name, it will select relations name from second index data which is not available in our object. So let's see how it goes. Let me store it into result constant and console this result constant right now. Okay, so as you can see, first in a first record we got xyz because it is there, so we got value of selector. And the second record we got object because in a relations collection we have a collection of objects, so we got 0 index object. And in third record we got undefined. Why? Because we don't have second index record in relations collection. So usually if you like write this this type of selection, it will throw an error because you are trying to get an property of undefined over here, so it will throw an error and just break your page. But we will not gonna get error because we have like defined in function that if you don't have if you don't find any node, then just stop looking it for further node, and just return it undefined. So it will return undefined without looking for further nodes, right? So this is how it will gonna work. I found it very useful for my applications. I can like literally just do selection without worrying about exception throws, especially when I'm not sure if my any particular node are gonna like definitely will be there or not. So you can use it like at these places, and you can store it as your snippet or helper function. So thank you very much guys to watch this episode, and please hit like button if you found it informative, as well as share with your friends and colleagues. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel, so I will upload a new more and more episode like this.